Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. I got this today from ManTalk.
People are like, why are you single? And I'm like, well, it's because I'm only lovable for a period of 3 months max. Yeah, and that doesn't really work for a long-term relationship.
Usually after 3 months, you figure out they're crazy.
It's because people are like, I like
if you didn't know already.
you. And I'm like, I know. Give it 3 months. And then they don't want to be with me anymore. So that's why are you single?
Well, thanks for that PSA, sweetie. Now we know to just pump and dump.
Pretty much.
I love when men use this stat as some sort of gotcha, when really all it's saying is that women would rather live in almost poverty levels with less access, with less opportunities than their male counterparts, than stay another single minute in a marriage that doesn't serve them. What? In a marriage that doesn't serve them.
But yet the divorce rate of lesbians are also high.
And here's yet more confirmation that some women get married just to have a butler that they don't have to pay.
That's what that means, because in every single regard, women fare worse after divorce. They make less money, they have less access to housing, they have less access to job opportunities.
Even though they take literally the house.
They end up taking on more childcare, and they're still filing. They're still willing to live that life. Take the...
Oh, shut up.
Sweetie, even if what you're saying would be true, and not a giant stinking pile of bantha poodoo, because most women in divorce get alimony and child support and get to keep the house, while the ex-husband still pays the mortgage on it.
Yep.
Because in divorce, you lose half of your assets. You lose your car, you lose your boat, you lose your house, you pay child support. In some cases, you pay alimony. And you know what? She gets to keep the house, and she gets to drive around in her car, and she gets to have her new boyfriend over to the house.
Man, that's messed up.
But let's pretend what you're saying is true, and most women prefer to destroy their families with divorce rather than work on their marriage, and they end up living in poverty. By your logic, most women are unreasonable and make stupid decisions that end up hurting them and their kids.
How dare...
See, what you're saying is kind of like a woman goes to start her car and she gets that little wrench light in the dashboard, which means the car is due for its yearly maintenance. The woman takes issue with that because it adds to her mental load. So she takes the car to a junkyard, sells it for $200, and now she no longer has a car and has to walk everywhere and has to carry groceries by hand, and her kids have to walk to school, but at least she doesn't have to deal with the mental load of taking the car in for maintenance.
That was a good analogy, brother.
Yeah, crap like this is why women can't be space marines.
Who are dating men, if you're out for a first date and the guy you're out with does not pay for dinner or drinks, is that a deal breaker for you?
For how many decades are you guys gonna ask this question incessantly, over and over?
Until you guys are actually willing to pay for half of your shit.
And over. Like from the time I uttered my first feminist thought.
Ugh. Brother, ugh.
30 years ago. It's the response from men is always, yeah, but like, does he have to like pay on dates then? Does he have to pay on dates then? Like, we've already talked this to death. We've explained how women are expected to invest a lot of money in our appearance, our hair, and our nails, and our makeup, and our clothes.
Sweetie.
Yet, you still look ugly.
Listen, if a woman spending all that money just to look like a solid 3 out of 10 on a good day leaves her too broke to pay for her own meal,
Pathetic.
she has two options. Option 1, she could stop being ugly. Or option 2, she could stop lying about her looks, take the 90% drop in potential men she could have access to, and simply date in her lane.
We've explained how there's still a gender pay gap. What? We've explained how there's still a gender pay gap.
Women up to the age of 35 are out-earning men. Men, make more money. It's not that hard.
Well, yeah, I guess there really is a gender wage gap, because apparently you lovely ladies earn more than men, so Go pay for dates.
Dismissed.
We've explained.
Dismissed!
Okay, I have a question for you that needs a really honest answer. Do men do nice, kind things, like be helpful and available for women without wanting anything in return? And I don't mean current boyfriends or husbands or like a brother or a father. I mean just, I don't know, like maybe a neighbor or something. Do they offer to do kind, genuine things
Do you guys ever offer to do kind, genuine things for us men?
for you without wanting anything in return or like without an ulterior motive?
No.
Sweetie, I thought you strong and independent women didn't need men.
Do we need men?
No.
Do we need men?
Honestly, no.
Do we need men?
No.
Why?
Because they suck.
Do we need men?
No.
So, of course your male neighbor would not help by taking your groceries inside or fix your flat tire. Not because he'd expect some box that you're obviously not going to give him, but because in 2025, helping a woman do basic adult tasks means taking away her independence.
What?
And, you know, me being the male feminist that I am,
Every day, more lies.
would never do that to a woman.
Ladies, I'm just here to tell you that if you're not using weaponized incompetence, you should be, okay? It's a win-win. It's a win-win for you and for the man at hand. You get what you want done, and they get to act like they are super smart or tough or whatever it is and helped you do it.
Sweetie, in case you weren't paying attention 30 seconds ago, we're not gonna help you do anything.
And that should probably like fill some of their male hierarchical needs, right? Because aren't they supposed to like want to help women and do things that matter? I don't know. They're supposed to do things like that. We're not supposed to like fill our tires and like that. And they already think you're stupid.
Indeed.
So you may as well act stupid.
And confirm you are.
It's sad, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Embarrassing. What time is it? What time is it? 12:44 and you're laying in bed? Go to work. Do something. Go build something. That's an ick right there. I walked in and you're just laying in bed like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory's grandpa. Get up.
Kaylee, shut up or I'll feed you to Nancy Pelosi.
I would destroy a woman if she ever woke me up or bugged me while I was sleeping. I don't sleep in. That's one thing, right? And if I do sleep in and then you're gonna interrupt me or try to like ruin my day, get the hell out of my house.
Get on your Zoom.
Ladies, remember, don't bother your man when he's relaxing.
Please.
About 3 months ago, we were out at this neighborhood block party. Some guy, pretty drunk, started getting handsy with my wife.
Also, here are some of the comments on that video too.
I'm not a big guy, but I stepped in, told him to cut it out. He swung first, and yeah, I caught the worst of it. Broken nose, jaw wired shut for a bit. Since then, it's like something shifted. My wife's polite, sure. Thanks for dinner, good night, all that, but the spark, gone. She avoids eye contact, flinches if I hug her, says she's just tired.
Nope, she's disgusted. And it just goes to show that, for all their talk about emotional intelligence and being the more empathetic gender, all this woman can do for her husband, who got his face broken trying to defend her, is show him constant disdain.
Hey, I'm not surprised,
And this is the part that messes with my head. She's suddenly the one staying late at work, taking the kids to her mom's every other weekend.
I don't like where this is going.
That loss of respect.
I keep replaying that fight, wondering if seeing me get flattened made me, less safe,
yes,
less attractive.
A little bit of
I'm
both.
proud I defended her, even if I lost, but now I'm scared I lost more than the fight, you know? I don't want to pressure her, but I'm worried I'm turning into a roommate who pays the bills and tells bedtime stories. I guess I'm asking, is this normal trauma fallout? Do wives sometimes like pull back after seeing their husbands hurt? And if so, how do I bring the romance back without sounding like I'm begging?
You don't. My advice, get a good divorce lawyer and prepare for the worst. Now guys, the thing is, this whole situation is partly his fault. What? For the simple fact that he obviously didn't know how to fight if some drunk dude managed to connect on him with a knockout punch. Now, I'm not saying him defending his wife is wrong, quite the opposite. Right. But being a man who doesn't know how to fight is also very wrong. Because at some point in life, you're gonna have to protect a loved one. And if you don't know how to fight, and you don't know how to properly assess a dangerous situation and take the correct approach, this is what happens.
I 100% agree. This is why I say get to the gym. Not to get fat and muscular, not to get, ripped or muscular. No, to get fit, to be able to move, to be able to do these things. Go take martial arts classes. Take freaking Jiu-jitsu classes, freaking Muay Thai classes. Know how to defend yourself and know how to defend you and yours. Not to attack people, but defend you and yours.
You got knocked the fuck out!
And even though his wife's behavior post-knockout is absolute crap from an emotional standpoint, from a pragmatic and biological standpoint, it's normal. Yeah. Now, of course, this could have been a crap test on her part, or she could have been cheating on her husband with the drunk guy, or maybe it's none of that and the drunk guy was doing drunk stuff. The thing is, she's a woman. She obviously can't fight the drunk guy. But her husband, the man who was supposed to protect her, got knocked out with one punch. Which means the drunk guy could have done anything to her after that, unimpeded by anyone. Correct. And it's not just the fact that her husband lost that fight, he didn't even put up a fight. And it's obvious that he can take a punch. So, yeah, nothing dries up a woman more than a man who can't protect her.
I do admit, I've been punched quite a few times in my lifetime. Shit hurts. I don't think very many people have. I don't think very many people have ever really been punched in the face before. Like a normal punch like this is something different, but a punch where someone's trying to hurt you.
This post was fact-checked by proper OK Gates. That's the second try Friday, mate.
Now, as to what a man can do in a situation like this, as I said before, not much. But regardless of whether or not his marriage survives, that guy needs to get his ass in the gym, build his body, and most importantly, take up kickboxing or Muay Thai or Krav Maga or any real martial art. Maybe film himself winning a match or two, and maybe, just maybe, there's a 1% chance that his wife will notice that he's building himself into a man who can protect her, and she might not divorce him.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
I actually agree with ManTalk on that one. Unless you can show how you can protect her from now on, it's hard in their psyche to see it.
There has been an epidemic of women cheating on their husbands with jiu-jitsu instructors.
Hit me with it.
You go into the jiu-jitsu school and your wife watches you be completely infantilized and emasculated by some big buff Brazilian guy.
These details feel oddly specific, don't they?
Ties you in knots and then makes you tap out several times.
Not just once, but several times.
And she gets in there with him. Oh, honey, I'm going to class without you this week. And she's now on the ground grunting.
Yeah, so, I'm sorry that happened to you.
This good-looking, in-shape Brazilian man who just put her husband in a choke.
But I'm pretty sure there are healthier ways to process this experience and your feelings than what you're doing right now.
I just don't think people understand what that does evolutionarily.
Well, the answer would be nothing, because you seem to have misunderstood how the word evolutionarily is used. Though if somebody didn't recognize that, I can see how using this word would make you seem smarter and more authoritative.
If you don't believe me, look it up. Obviously, it happened. Tom Brady's wife left him or cheated on him with a Brazilian Jiu-jitsu instructor.
And we should also note that she's denied it.
And we don't believe her. But comrade, the vast majority
Just noting that she... Shut the f...
of times, a woman seeing her man being physically dominated by another man will lose attraction for him,
100%.
as shown in the previous video. And whether that happens in the dojo or on the street doesn't matter that much. Now, here's an interesting fact that you obviously don't know about women, because I don't think it's something you can do. But the thing is, just like most women hate seeing their man get physically dominated by another man, a lot of women love being themselves physically dominated by a man
100%.
without actually being physically hurt.
That's hot.
So, comrade, what Michael Sartain
It's true. If you can drag them across the bed, pull them, and do things like this without hurting them, oh my god. They do get that, gushy feeling, let's say.
said is 100% true. But listen, you don't have to take my word for it, because just like you said in that video about the female UFC fighter beating an average man, this is a theory you can test in real life. So you can always take your wife to a BJJ class and test it, but trust me, you're not gonna like the results.
And that's the bottom line, 'cause Stone Cold said so.
Shout outs to ManTalk, probably one of the more OG channels out there, still doing his thing, always providing us with great advice and great scenarios, tell you the truth. Those are good videos to really show men. Get to the gym, learn how to fight, learn how to defend yourself. Not saying that you have to go be the most, #1 Muay Thai fighter or something like that. No, be able to defend yourself and your loved ones. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. And if it's good.